What about my sweat equity?
Sweat equity. Sweat equity.
My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?
Don't be rude. Got to turn off the phone. I'm going to turn it off completely.
Wow. All the way off? What if something happens on the internet?
What am I going to do?
I don't know.
Right? I'm getting a lot of this. This reminded me, I wanted to talk about, let's talk about text behavior, phone behavior, and kind of the neediness of everybody in the business world.
Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, first off, we're not that good at communicators as we think we are.
No.
Text messages probably account for 70% of most of my fights, or they have more. If I fight with anybody, most likely it's some kind of misconstrued message. It's not what I'm writing in text or email,
Right.
but it's read completely differently.
Of course.
So there's that part, right? You have an emotional part of it. I look at it, if you want to get like real technical, because I'm in PPC, pay-per-click ad mode right now, working on some of that for clients. You know, you have frequency, right? Drop off.
Okay.
So I'm just starting to tell people like, hey, look, during the workday, I don't text that much.
Yeah.
I can't focus.
Machete don't text.
So people get really offended though
Yeah.
if you don't get right back to them or call right back.
Right.
And it's like, well, and I'll do this like with a lot of people over like a dozen times. I'm trying to train a little bit of, people that are needy about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll text in a flurry, and that usually means I'm okay. Like 20 minutes I got if I'm going back and forth, just messing around.
Yeah.
But then I'll just disappear for a while. And I have to kind of do it in chunks like that.
Yeah, I wish the text had like an indicator that you're on do not disturb mode, like we have in Slack.
Yeah.
All has snoozed notifications. Okay, well, I won't bother him then.
Yeah, well, no, it just you can still do it, like set it up. In Slack, you can set if you're good, you can set it up to here. I want to tell him this in an hour or tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
and at reply, so it pushes notification. So Slack's got more options, but texting is like, I don't know. People get really offended, and then sometimes like offended if you're not just Johnny on the spot. And I'm like, what kind of life is that?
yeah, I don't get it. I mean, it's
In the business world too.
there's very little empathy on. I immediately just assume, oh, they're busy. Like I don't get offended. I mean, I've been dealing with it for a while to try and overcome that offensiveness, being offended.
Yeah.
You know.
It's one thing if it's like, all right, you and I are meeting, we have a meeting going, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to get the address because I messed up giving you the wrong address.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. If there's a time constraint, sure, but
that's when. But
very rare.
I think I'm going back to just calling people. I'm just gonna be that. I don't care if I get called old guy. I don't. I got gray pubes. I don't care.
Yeah.
I've got 3 gray pubes. Who cares?
Yeah. It goes back to like when we were buying the dental office building. Everything's an emergency. Everything has to be done yesterday, and why is it not done? And who are we waiting on? And oh, it's somebody else we're waiting on all the time. And it's like, we can just do this at our leisure and then get it done, and then like not have to freak out all the time. It's just
right.
There's always a scramble, especially for like closing on a big purchase, like a building, or like
shit, yeah.
it's just like why is this every time there's a big hullabaloo on what's going on? Why is it not done? It drives me nuts.
We're gonna lose the rate. We're gonna lose the rate we got.
Yeah.
If you don't get in, hey, do you have every place you lived in the last 20 years?
Right.
Do you have all the documents for that?
Right.
What? Huh?
Yeah.
No.
It's just like, why do you need all this shit? Like, just look at my credit score and let's move on.
And
Give me the money.
Right. What's the point of having that?
Yeah.
That thing's supposed to aggregate if you're just like good about paying stuff.
Money now. Me, money.
That was me at the closing.
Now.
Just give it to me.
Yeah, it's administrative hell, right?
Yeah.
And there's
bureaucratic.
And there's no template because every bank will do it differently, and every deal is way different too. So they can't like TurboTax it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I know why you're really pissed is because it doesn't need to be that way, and it's false scarcity on Amazon, the out
Yeah.
of stock.
Yeah.
It's a false alarm. It's like when you do production, you do a lot of video production, and people tell you to get there an hour early.
Right.
When you don't, you're like, look, you
I'm-
know me, I'll be there 15 minutes early
Yeah.
because that's my rule.
Yeah. I don't need. Yeah.
I don't need
I'm
to
saying-
sit there for
I know.
hours at a time.
We should be coaches. We should be football coaches.
If you said
Just to show-
business coach, I was gonna fucking just walk out of here.
We should be business coaches.
Please, I want listeners to submit corny business coaches to us for us to play on this show.
Yeah.
I hate business coaches a lot because it is like a PE coach. Because what's the old saying? If you can't teach,
Or if you can't do it, teach.
yeah, and if you can't teach Jim.
Yeah.
Business coaches are kind of like that, and I always correct anybody kind of like an asshole if anybody calls me that.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I call if I get close to that, I'll just say personal trainer
Life coach.
because I'm not gonna be because that's way worse. That's the worst.
I know.
Those guys have the worst life. It's like a clean comic on stage. They're usually the creepiest off stage.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they had some trauma that happened a long time ago that,
Well, there's a weird righteous indignation
Yeah.
about hey, I'm
Cosby
clean.
me.
Right. Cosby's a great example, right?
He's the prime example.
And then you got guys like Brian Regan, which I heard he's like the coolest, nicest human of all time. So it's not everybody for sure, but there's definitely like I would say majority of clean comics are creepier.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know enough off stage to know
Those
the
church
difference.
comics, those guys
Oh,
are like
God.
power trip everywhere kind of thing.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Jesus complex.
Yeah, they're crushing during the day for a old people crowd
Right.
and children.
Mm-hmm.
It's like magicians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's easy. Easy audiences.
At least magicians kind of have this weird like
They have a skill.
yeah, but they kind of hate themselves too
Sure.
a little bit.
Well, you're a magician.
Yeah,
You should hate yourself.
yeah, you should. You really should.
You really, really should.
You're the poor man's comedian. So my thing with texting. So I'll give some pragmatic advice for listeners, viewers, anybody, sweaters as I like to call them.
I hate that.
Um,
We'll work on it.
yeah, well, find something better. I don't know.
Mm.
Can you get me Weezer's sweater song? Thank you.
I could
So
just sing it a cappella.
I'm stealing this from my buddy Bryant Donovan, a real estate attorney here in the Tampa Bay area. He kind of puts me to shame on some productivity stuff. So what he does is he does his schedule where he breaks it up into the morning. He'll answer all the emails, but here's the trick. You got to use Boomerang add-on. Boomerang's a Gmail add-on and an Outlook add-on that can schedule all your emails out. So
Right.
what he's and over time he's trained whoever he's emailing that I'm going to get back to you within a day, right? Because
Mhm.
that's the mistake you make. Sometimes you initiate contact, someone initiates contact, you get back too quickly, it's expected all the time,
Yeah.
right?
It's a motherfucker.
And most things are an emergency. It's
Right.
a lot of like,
Right.
right?
Well, everybody pushes it to a 10 because that's their own self-interest.
right.
If I don't do this, they're going to, then I'm going to be waiting on it. I'm going to be, sitting around, and then my boss is going to wonder what I'm doing. And it's like, I'm much more willing to do business with somebody who has a little bit of, I don't know, foresight on the thing. I mean,
Right. And I think he does this for like not everybody too. Like he'll get back if it's a huge federal case he wants to take that came his way, he's going to jump on it probably.
yeah,
I'm saying there's a lot of emails you don't need to do this for.
exactly.
Right.
Most you
Mo-
don't need to get right back to.
Yeah, and I wish I could we got to figure a way to schedule text. I bet there's a way. I feel like there has to be a way,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, there's got to be.
I know, and you can do a out of office text reminder like our boys at Scout. If you want to go to wearescout.com,
Mhm.
give them a plug. They're the only Apple certified B2B consultants in Tampa Bay area. But I text friend of the program, Nate Sinal, who's not going to ever come on this podcast as a guest.
I don't think he's a real person.
He's canceled about 17 times, but I'll text him sometimes and it hits me back with like not an out of office, but it's like it's an out of office, but it's like with a client, it's like a scheduled reply back.
Well, they have
Driving right now kind of thing.
Well, if you get a phone call and it gives you an option to text somebody, I can't talk right now, that sort of thing. There might be a setting in the phones that we haven't dug deep enough into.
You can make those custom.
Yeah, you can make those custom, but I'm wondering if you can do it for text as well, like an auto text reply in the phone itself without an app.
It was one of the questions I have when he comes in here ever at some point. That and how to clean my Apple Watch. We're just going to ask him all these
Yeah,
shitty
we
things
need
we can
help.
find out.
Yeah. You need to clean your Apple Watch. What do you got to do with it? You need a case, brother.
A case? Why?
Because break it and then see how bad your life is without your watch.
Man, I don't want to have a case on it, though.
But you don't go around hitting your arm on stuff all the time?
No, I'm not a chick. I don't run into doorways.
Yeah, me neither. I don't do that either.
Run into doorways and go, ow, and then you laugh, and they're like,
I don't go,
why?
ow. I don't do that.
No,
I
but
say,
shit. That's a chick move no one talks about. A lot of chicks walk into doorways
Right.
and just get mad at you
Yeah.
because you're laughing. I'm like, you walked into a fucking door frame.
Right. Don't be stupid.
It's 36 inches wide. ADA approved 36 inches wide.
Yeah.
Unless we're in a historic building.
You get
This is the-
grandfathered in.
This is the fight I yell back. You got 36
The
inches, bitch.
1968 Americans with Disabilities Act clearly states.
But my thing was like, all right, so schedule out these things with Boomerang and email. At least that's like super easy. The hard part is like just getting you on track to go, all right, you got to schedule out your time. So what he does is he'll do it at least at the beginning of the day and the end of the day. So before the doors open for because he owns the firm,
Right.
Probably at like 7, he's just shooting out emails, but he's in a practice of not just firing them out, but it adds a send later button, and you can push it out when you want it to go out.
That's good.
I've been doing it for follow-ups because my follow-up game was getting really poor, and so I started going, all right, just do a chunk of follow-ups on a Sunday, just to get back in the game of the routine of doing that, and then I've scheduled some for like weeks ahead. A lot of people for us. It takes a while for us to kind of get with them, or they'll say, hey, let's circle back in 3 weeks because we got to get something together, our marketing budget together or something. And so it's like, okay, well, I'll make the reminder I'll do it right then, schedule that out. Hey, are we good this week? What's going on?
Yeah, that's a good habit to get into.
Yeah.
If just that admin time, like build it in this time on a Sunday, whatever, that's what I'm doing. It's just so hard. Like,
and do it until here's the game. Incentivize yourself like I'm doing right now is I do it until I don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, right? So I have Sundays, I don't have my kids. I have a big window to catch up on a lot of stuff where no one's calling. It kind of sucks, to be honest. Just because you're used to Sundays being like, just
those days are over, man.
I'm gonna rest.
Yeah.
Well, look, I get in here Saturday nights too. I'm saying like, there is a weird thing where it's hard for me to work on a Saturday night no matter what.
Yeah.
So like last Saturday I came in here, I was like, let me just clean up some of this stuff in here in the office. At least I did something because I wasn't doing anything that night anyway. And we came in early as shit Sunday morning to record.
Yeah.
But I was like, come in here, do something productive. It doesn't have to be sitting down at the computer. There's something like it's hard for me to really, really focus no matter how much study drugs are available.
Yeah, you've got FOMO.
A little bit.
But without knowing it.
But
it's not like
I've had
directly, you're not missing out on anything specific.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah. That's another thing you really should have to build in. It's like, I know you and we have a problem where it's like, if I have a minute, I'm doing something productive.
Well,
to take a step back and sit there and say, I'm going to do nothing.
Yeah, there's mindfulness.
It's nearly impossible.
Well,
where we're at least.
That's digital. That's also having young kids, because you're kind of like your schedule's just kind of always crazy.
Yeah, when you're a dad, you always have a job to do. There's always something to clean up or improve upon.
You know what my number one job is?
What?
Being a father.
Yep. Me too.
I want to slap any dude I hear tell me that. I've heard it in real life.
Good to know.
It's not like a NBC, the more you know something.
Yeah. No, yeah. Even though I do most everything around the house, I don't admit to it. I wouldn't be like, I'm a homemaker. If anybody's making that house, it's me, but like I ain't bragging about it.
Yeah. that, and also I hear that as like, because you're a dude. I hear that as you built your house.
I'm a home builder.
No, you make your house.
Right.
But if a chick says it, this is look, I'm gender biased,
Yes. Which,
but I am
which
gender. I'm gender fluid too.
Right.
I
We
like-
could clean up
I'm
all
bo-
this gender fluid all over.
Yeah, this table's nasty.
Yo.
What's been going on in here? But so that's the advice to kind of, because I'm getting a lot. I just put my phone on do not disturb a lot now, and just
Yeah,
tell
me too.
I add a couple people to the favorites so they can break through. You're one of them, and not
Damn right, I better be.
well. We got
Every
stuff-
time I call you, it's an emergency.
well, we don't really call each other that much anyway. So
So
we're
it
gonna
is kind of true.
we're gonna see each other. So it's like that's how I want to get. Like, if you don't live in this area, I'll call you. I'll talk to you for a while. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna go old school and like make the phone call short, even, and just talk to people and go, "Hey, let's meet in person." And just I don't want to talk on the phone.
Yeah. Maybe we should start writing letters.
Maybe carrier pigeon,
Yeah.
I've-
That's
or-
good. That's
or-
good. That's
or
a good
just
idea.
a little altruistic communication, message in a bottle.
Mm,
You ever gotten one of those?
yeah. All the time.
What did it say?
It said, "Throw me in the garbage because I'm a bottle, and
Oh,
quit picking up trash off the side of the road."
so the writer put a message in a bottle.
Very meta.
Oh, maybe he didn't have a trash can on whatever island he
Yeah.
was stuck
Can
on.
you throw this away for me? That's
Hmm.
what it said.
It was very all that time
Sorry.
to put a message
I
in a
know
bottle.
we're gonna do improv message in a bottle shtick.
God damn, those groundlings classes paying off. Speaking of The Price is Right, Horn,
What?
you watched The Perfect Bid.
Oh yeah, that's the Price is Right documentary on Netflix about the guy who
Let me ask you, did it show up on your stuff, like as like something you should-
recommended.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Okay, I'm always interested in what gets pushed to like everybody's account.
Yeah. You seem kind of nerdy. You might be into this.
Well, yeah, I've accidentally logged in yours when it's been in here, logged in one of the TVs or something, and I'm like, huh? I'm like, there's not as much kid stuff because you've separated your accounts.
Yeah.
which
Do
is
it
smart.
now. Yeah,
I
do
need
it.
to do that, but I keep forgetting. That's like, that's on my list, like digitally organizing or Dropbox folders.
Yeah.
Like,
Also needs to be done.
I know, but it's just like, I'll
Yeah,
get to it.
It's bottom of the list. I know.
It's important, not urgent.
No.
Eisenhower Matrix, son. All right.
And, no, the documentary is the guy. It's a man who was like a computer nerd, and he started to realize that the prices that they would use the same products over and over and over again, and he started to he built like a database of all the prices of all the products, and and a computer program to like have him test himself on the prices. It would be like, oh, you have this many left. Keep going. Like, what's the price of this? You have this many left. 3,000 or whatever it was.
Yeah, we're talking computer program before Word came out. He made his own like Word docs or Excel spreadsheet program.
Yeah.
Like video game, like floppy disk style. look.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
like DOS.
Yeah.
Uh,
Black screen, green letters.
so basically he starts watching it. One thing that was interesting, he starts watching it like everybody watches The Price is Right. He was homesick,
hmm
right?
Yeah.
Dane Cook, I love the Dane Cook bit about it. You're
What
just
is
like,
it?
I forget the whole bit, but it was just like, hey, look, I wouldn't do it justice even if I knew it 100%.
You could never live up to Dane Cook.
I love Dane Cook. I
is-
don't care. I'm
Whoa.
unabashed about it. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't give a
Who
shit.
says I love Dane Cook?
I've
Still-
totally flipped around. Larry the Cable Guy, like him too. Yeah, here I
Well,
am. I like it all, baby.
A lot of these guys, when you hear them on a podcast, usually, and you hear their actual personality, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
nice guy.
I've heard Dane on Your Mom's House and Burt Cass lately, and I was like, yeah, why is a lot of people hate him?
I mean, he did go up a notch in my book when he showed up on Louis, the Louis
Right.
C.K. show on FX, and
Yeah.
they talked about, they had a scene where they talked about Dane Cook stealing his joke about an itchy asshole,
Dane Crook.
Dane Crook.
That's or Carlos Menstelia.
That's good.
Yeah,
He's legit, though.
yeah, no, he's legit. His name's Ned.
Is it in real life? His name is Ned.
Yeah, he's
Carlos
like
Mencia.
half German.
Ugh, he's the worst.
Yeah. Anyway, but-
anyways,
Gabriel Iglesias is the best, by the way. He probably sells out more than anybody. No one knows it. What's it called? Perfect Bid documentary. I was like, who is this for?
I know.
Why was this made?
And then you and I both watched it without really talking about it. We just voluntarily watched it separately.
I threw it in Slack under our like topics for the show kind of thing because I'm trying to get better about that. But I guess you didn't see it because I watched it Tuesday night or Monday night while I was working on some ad campaigns because I felt like, oh, this is right that kind of wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Rod Roddy, shout out to Rod Roddy, total G.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, the crazy thing was so he ended up going to the show like 25,000 times, whatever. He went a bunch.
Well, he's getting so much pussy, he couldn't.
Right.
He had to find time in between.
He was the guy, like, he would be yelling for people, you know, and he was there to help people, I guess, what he says. We know is to get laid.
Yeah.
He was trying to hook up with one of the
Holly?
The prize girls. But dude, the part where they had the showcase showdown, he was like
They're called Bob's Beauties.
Barker's Beauties.
Damn it. Damn it.
Get it right. He like befriended some people on one of the last times he went, and this person like went all the way to the showcase showdown, which if you haven't seen Price is Right, it's the last thing you do where you put
You
a
don't need
bid
to
on.
explain it. If they don't know Showcase Showdown,
Yeah, you can fuck
fucking
off.
fuck off this
Get
podcast.
outta here,
Stop
God.
listening right now.
But yeah, he bid the exact right amount down to the dollar.
Yeah.
He like yelled it to the person,
Mm-hmm.
and they put it in, and they had to stop the whole show. They were like, something's wrong. How did this happen? They thought there was some kind of conspiracy to like screw the show over and all that.
Yep.
And they're just like, I don't really know
He
what
was
else
like,
to do.
please, someone hear me. Please.
Yeah.
That's basically what he was doing.
I mean, dude, it's crazy that he like
So that
did the math in his head.
I try to
to
go
the dollar.
What's the takeaway from this? All right, so Theodore's the guy's name.
Mhm.
And then he grew up to be a math teacher. If you put it together, you're kind of like, this guy's probably on the spectrum a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't so bad. He wasn't like the ticky kind of like,
Right. He seemed as though
he could talk okay.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
he's interviewed throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. And in the old footage, he has this creepy crustache, you know, across his
that
the top. Yeah. And then when they interview him present day, he doesn't have it anymore. So it's like, okay, well, he's at least, you know, come around on that. He's not a complete psycho. If he was still rocking that thing, God.
He probably has the attitude I have. I only have long hair because the ladies like it. You know, he probably had a mustache because he's given so many rides
Yeah. Yeah, that's
back
true.
in the day. And now he's kind of, you know, he's lost a little testosterone because he's 50.
Yeah. A lot of mustaches in the 80s. But that goes back to, you know, everything in the 80s was pretty gay.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true. That
All-
is, I
even
mean,
the straight guys were like, I guess it's grow a mustache. I don't know.
yeah. I always point to the football belly shirt.
Right.
That's a cutoff.
Yeah.
It's a cutoff sleeve, cutoff belly
Yeah.
shirt that
Right.
you would wear when you don't have pads on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mesh that thing up. Put it in mesh instead of cotton.
I remember.
Now we're really
Yeah,
talking.
exactly.
Now we're really talking to party.
Oh, yeah.
So I try to take something out of it that
Did you come in it?
Haven't heard that one in a while.
that he what's it called? My thing about him giving out the prices to the people next to him when he didn't get picked, to me that's a story of. I was talking with friends the other night too, and they were worried I'm still kind of scattered from all divorce stuff and all this stuff, and I was like, no, it's still I'm trying to catch y'all up. Hadn't seen y'all in a while, and
Divorce.
yeah, and so, well, yeah, the boat horn played in the background, but that was just coincidence. And they were just worried I was so scattered because I was trying to catch them up, and I was like, no. And they're like, then after we were talking, they're like, if I feel like you have what you're working on here in this office, it sounds like you're getting it slowly done. All these like theories we've been working on, all the planning, all the reboot stuff we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain to someone who's not in it, right?
Yeah.
And so part of these things were like, you know, you want to have this ready to go to be heard, essentially.
Right.
Hey, I have this idea. I know it works.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to figure it out. It's not going to happen overnight. It's like text message. I don't care about the instant gratification of sending that back to someone. You know, like
Yeah.
I'll do it when I need to do it, but I got to work.
Right.
Ironically, on this.
Yeah.
And so it felt like The Big Short with Michael Byrne, I think was the guy's name, played by Christian Bale in the movie, who like knew these credit default swaps were garbage and they should short all of that, even when they were losing money.
Yeah.
You know, if you remember the movies, like they lost so much in that fund, and then 2007, 2008 came around, and they're like rich as shit now.
Yeah.
And he was going against the grain, and it's like, what's that thing about staying with it when no one else really gets it?
Yeah.
And so Theodore gets on the show, right?
Yep.
And so he literally goes 25 times or something like that.
Yeah.
And so where's the line between crazy and I know the truth,
Yeah.
right?
See, I thought you were going to talk about when you actually got picked to be on the show, because he played the punch hole game.
Oh, I don't remember. I was
So
kind of half and half on watching it.
it's basically one of those games. You punch something, a hole in a wall, and you pull out the prize, and it's like, okay,
It's a domestic violence game.
yes,
It's women's faces on these
right,
like paper mache.
yeah. Then you got to go and patch it back up afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cops come. It's
Yeah.
a weird Price is Right game.
Yeah.
I'm glad they changed that.
Yeah. But I forget how the game went, but it was basically like,
Hole in one.
it was like, hey, you can either stop now and get your $1,000, or you can keep going and
Oh.
shoot for thing. And like everybody tell him to keep going on that, you know.
He knew
Whereas keep going in our reference is to stay put, but you know what I'm saying?
it's
Like
probability though. He knew the exact probability because he had empirical evidence he created that no one else had, and he knew that's how he knew all the prices.
right,
The part we're forgetting to summarize what he was doing was like he spent every day he would record the show, and then he kept a spreadsheet, a handmade spreadsheet, and over time made that into a program, and then learned the math.
yeah, but like he in that moment was going against the grain.
Right.
Because everybody wants you to go for the big bucks, you know. They don't want you to just pussy out. But he did the math in his head and just sat on $1,000.
Right. He knew
He
the
didn't
truth.
win the big spinny thing, and then that was it. That was his career on Price is Right. And once you go once, at that time you couldn't go back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you got on the show, you couldn't get back on it.
I'm surprised he didn't like change his name legally or something
Right.
to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
you go that much. Oh,
know.
I didn't. I guess I missed the ending part while I was working or something. But that's so he did all that. He won a lot of people money because there's one chick that won everything that he hugs in the end
Yeah,
of the show,
yeah.
and she won a bunch of stuff because he was telling her all this stuff.
Well, the guy who guessed it exactly, who he yelled the price down to the very dollar,
Mm-hmm.
that caused this big controversy. That guy was like, I did it all by myself. He didn't give him any credit.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was just like, I did it by myself. I
That's
did my
right.
homework.
That's right, yeah.
And it's like, dude.
And then the Price is Right tried to like sue him or something.
I don't
or, like,
know.
go after him
Oh, I didn't.
for knowing like inside information.
Oh,
Oh, dude, game shows since Quiz Show, if you've ever seen that movie,
yeah.
game shows are like locked down tight legally. So by the time he gets on, it's the 90s or maybe even the aughts, and like definitely they
It was Drew Carey hosting it. That
Yeah,
tells
yeah.
you. So it
So
wasn't.
7, yeah.
It wasn't Bob Barker anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Who-
So
Bob Barker not looking very good.
no, God, that
How
was
old
my
is he?
that was one of my notes.
140?
It was like, but we should get some pin mics in here.
That would be fun. I
you
do
know,
want one. I want a 3-footer.
Maybe we should make a game show in here somehow, or at least a bit
Oh.
of some sort. I'd like to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh, Plinko board. We should just make that. I've been wanting to do that anyway.
That's way harder.
A Plinko shot board is what I wanted to make in college. You put
Oh.
shots at the bottom,
Oh, gross. Yeah, I like it.
but the novelty of doing that at a party, you're
Yeah.
definitely hitting that
Yeah.
hard. So
yeah, or
and
you'll
then-
be expected to be the party planner for the rest of your life.
yeah,
He's so good with the games and things, you know.
yeah. Can we? Well, you don't need to come. Can I borrow your Plinko?
Yeah.
Can
you drive it over?
Drinko.
That's good.
This is these. I don't know why these ideas are so good and they just get buried in the back of my head.
Well, the Plinko, it's a lot of work.
It's
to
not
make it.
really. It's not really. When you're college, when I was in Auburn, you don't have anything to do. But
You still
What's-
didn't do it.
I didn't do it. No, I was pretty. Other than getting into business classes and doing well, I was pretty lazy. So there's a lot of stuff with that. It's a good documentary to think about pricing. I thought a lot about pricing that I'm kind of working out for our advisory agency of Tocobaga, because it has a lot to do with demand market pricing and how if it's similar over time, it just becomes what it is. Pricing is really tough to teach, and it's really tough to understand because the reason he could get so good at guessing it is because he knew within like a 99%. I'm not going to get into statistics because it'll fucking bore the shit out of everybody, but he could get a right. He knew the. I'm going to throw out some just keywords for you. R squared, adjusted R squared, confidence rate, standard deviation, variance of coefficients, coefficient of determination. He could get it down pretty damn close by going, okay, this is what they've had forever, and it's probably going to be this a little different, maybe with inflation.
Did he do that? Was he doing the I thought he was just
There's
like...
no way he's a math teacher and didn't do that.
But, well, statistics, the subject itself is like its own deviation from math. Like a lot of people who are good at math have a trouble with statistics just because it's a weird way to think of things. I don't remember. I thought.
You think he just stuck to median, mean, and like?
Well, I thought he was just going by old shows, and then it was this, and taking all the information directly from Price is Right. I didn't think he was doing his own.
But he would figure out
projections.
different model numbers and add the premium to that, right? So
Well, he figured out some of the options on things, like a
Right.
car has,
so there's a lot of deductive logic to get the numbers. But I bet when he got the numbers, he had to,
just a quick one.
he had to get, because he wasn't exact every time, right? And he knew he couldn't be because they would change it. They told him they're going to change some of that stuff for him.
Right. Well, yeah, they did that, later on.
So while he could get it on the nose every now and again, that's what made it amazing. He got it on the nose that one time because that's how statistics work for that. You pump a lot of information in, and you go. Okay.
I don't know though. I don't think it was like a statistics thing. If I'm being honest, like I think he had.
He may not have done it that way, but that is the way that we look at it today. Is what my point was.
Right.
We look at analytics because we don't understand data that well, and like. We could anybody, and I'll tell you this, and we can wrap on this, is anybody out there that is talking to an agency or marketing someone or someone that says, hey, you spend X with us in digital, we're going to get you X in return, is a fucking liar. That's why statistics play an important part, because they can go, we can, but nothing's absolute. Nothing's deterministic in return on investment.
Yeah.
No, otherwise, it wouldn't have the return.
Yeah,
you have to
can't
have risk.
predict it. You can't predict every single person's actions. Like you're not going to be able to predict it exactly.
Right.
To throw a guarantee on it's stupid.
Right. Even if you have empirical evidence forever, like Google has a dynamic pricing model where it pulls in all this fucking all this supply and demand over thousands and thousands of transactions. And look, it's human behavior is what you can't get. That's your biggest variable.
Right.
And so anybody, I fucking hate these companies that do this. I hate them like SEO companies that rip people off. I hate them like fucking website developers that don't know shit anymore. They rip fucking small business owners off. They hijack their goddamn site. The next one over that I hate the most, maybe in the power rankings, the hate list of power rankings right next to fucking LSU for me, is the goddamn marketing agencies that go, hey, we're going to get you this much because you're spending this much with us. Fuck them forever.
Yep, that's true. It's stupid. It's a dumb idea to try and guarantee that
I'll
stuff.
probably hate all next episode.
Yeah, okay. Well.
What about my sweat equity?
Thanks for listening.
SweatEquityPod.com.
Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
What about my sweat equity?